So for more on this, we're now going to bring in former Deputy Assistant Secretary of the United States Army and former Chairman of the South Carolina Republican Party, Van Hipp, as well as founder and CEO of Restoration of America and former Army Captain Doug Truax. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us this morning. Van, I'm going to start with you here. So despite Iran's constant denials, President Trump is insisting we are attempting to negotiate a ceasefire with Iran. You know, he even says that Iranians gifted him something. Let's take a look.
They gave us a present, and the present arrived today. And it was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that present is, but it was a very significant prize. And they gave it to us, and they said they were going to give it. So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people.
All right, so not giving out all the details there, but the president, you know, would kind of only tell us that this mysterious gift had something to do with oil and gas. I mean, that kind of tracks if it's worth a lot of money. And then you've got Pakistani officials confirming that Iran received a 15-point peace proposal from the United States. What do you think was in that peace proposal, and what do you think that gift specifically was?
Well, also, the Iranian Foreign Ministry is now saying that they have received messages from friendly countries. In addition to Pakistan, many believe that Turkey and Egypt are heavily involved in this. But I think there's no question that this nice present that the president's talking about concerns the Strait of Hormuz. And I think a number of things have helped put pressure, I think, to get to this point. I think the agreement with the 22 countries, mainly NATO, but also Japan and Australia and others, and you got to give NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte a lot of credit for helping to put that together. There are also reports that Japan is going to send naval assets to the region, and I got to believe, Alex, that includes their mine-sweeping capability. Probably, Japan probably has some of the best mine-sweeping technology in the world, because I am concerned about not only what Iran can do to mine the Strait of Hormuz, but what they've already done. Yeah. So I think, and now with the troops, that combat brigade coming, along with the headquarters element from the 82nd Airborne, that gives the president many options. So these next 24, 48 hours are critical, but the president has said that he is upbeat. And of course, that 15-point plan, Channel 12 in Israel is reporting that it would be a 30-day ceasefire to work out the details on this. And I got to say this: the president knows what he's dealing with Iran, but anything that we do with regards to enriched uranium and that IAEA, they have got to have full and total access to all the sites. They believe that there are about 200 kilograms of enriched uranium now. And you've got to have Americans on those IAEA inspection teams. This is something that President Obama and Susan Rice had a hand in, not allowing Americans on those inspection teams. We've got to have Americans on those inspection teams.
Yeah, I mean, part of the agreement was zero enrichment of any uranium. And like you said, you have to have American eyes on it, because unfortunately the Iranians cannot be trusted. So the Iranians just replaced their head of security, who was taken out in an airstrike, with another hardliner whose name is Mohammad Bagher Zohardi. Here's a look right now at the remaining Iran leaders who are reportedly still alive. We're putting them on the screen right there. Doug, can we do anything with any of them? I guess how, when you look at Venezuela, how we've been kind of able to work with Delcy Rodriguez a little bit. How do you think negotiations will go moving forward?
Well, this situation is unique that we did so well militarily right out of the gate with the air superiority and how it's been going that these guys have got some hard questions to ask themselves at this point. I mean, the Israeli intelligence is so strong that we're able to pick these guys off one by one. I think that gift on the Strait of Hormuz was built around, you know, who are we talking to currently, and can they actually do something? Because, you know, you eliminate so many leaders that it comes down to, well, okay, who's in charge and who can actually help us here going forward? So they probably said, well, we're going to prove we're the right guys by, you know, doing something in the Strait, letting something pass through or whatever. And President Trump was encouraged by that, and I think we should be. But even the guys that we're talking to now, because the Israeli intelligence is so good, I think that those guys should be very encouraged by what's going on, and they should be hopeful that this works out, because they're probably, their lifespan's not too long if this keeps going on, and so we'll see what happens. But it's been a great spot, and I think that we need to get all of our demands met. And we need to get the Strait open and make sure these guys going forward can't do what they've been doing, because these guys have been bad actors for 47 years. It's about time they got what they deserve what they're getting right now.
I mean, I think a lot of people would agree with that. Van, I do actually kind of want to go back to a point that you made earlier about the president now deploying at least 1,000 additional troops to that region. I guess the question is, what exactly is the purpose of talking peace with the Iranians while also amassing that many troops now in the region? Can you kind of break that down?
Yeah, I think what it does is it puts continued pressure on Iran. If we really are close, the president says he's upbeat, Alex. If we really are close, I think this presence of a combat brigade, as well as the headquarters element of the 82nd, puts pressure on them. And then if it fails, you would use these troops to hopefully help secure the Strait of Hormuz. We've already taken out a lot of their missile capability along the coast. And don't forget, there's one mountain that really concerns us. It's called Pickaxe Mountain. This is by Natanz. This is where the IAEA believes that they are storing a lot of the enriched uranium. And right before February 28th, when the president announced Operation Epic Fury, we had satellite images showing that they had put granite on top of what we believe is holding the enriched uranium. And in the last few days, we have satellite photos showing that they've now poured concrete on top of that. So again, I think what the president is doing is having that presence there. It gives him the options to deal with the enriched uranium and also deal with opening the Strait of Hormuz.
Which is certainly the goals that we have right now. Van, Doug, gentlemen, fantastic conversation this morning. Really appreciate it.